Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm gonna show you my latest addition to the tools section of my website, and that is the Link Extractor tool. What this does is that allows you to copy any given text or HTML that contains links, and on the right side it will extract all those links to be able to individually copy or copy all of them at once. Let me show you. This tool I primarily built to help me with the affiliate links that I'm adding on my videos from AliExpress. What AliExpress does is allows you to only copy the HTML code entirely and not partially. So what I only want is this section of the code, but it does not allow me to copy it directly. So what I usually do is that I copy the entire HTML, I paste it in Notepad, and then from there, I copy and paste just the link. So in order to save myself some time, I can now copy the HTML and I can then paste it here, and this tool will immediately give me the link. So I can just copy it and then paste it somewhere else, or even I can paste it here and it will extract it once again. So that's the basic function on the tool. What you can also do with the tool is if you have a text that has more links, and let's take this page source as an example. As you can see, there are many links inside. I'm going to copy the entire text and I'm going to paste it here, and you'll see now we have huge list of links. What's interesting about this is that, for example, if we go and find the font awesome link, that's for the icons that I use on the website. If I choose to remove the protocol, you'll see that the link is no longer identified here as a link. That's why we have the switch using the exact and the loose match. If I now turn on the loose match, it will once again show the font awesome link here, as it's now matching this text instead of searching specifically for the HTTPS or HTTP at the front. And for example, if we see this gtag.js, this is where it comes from. So it identifies this as a domain as well. So one other feature is that all of the links here are clickable, so you can click it and it will open that website in a new tab, and this is my website. Okay, so let's now look at the code and see how this whole tool is implemented. As you can see, this is part of my toolbox website, and it sits under Laravel project, and the whole tool is built as a Vue component called Link Extractor that's found under the resources/gs/components folder. The UI is built with TailwindCSS, and I highly recommend it. So at the top we have this subsection where it contains the copy all button, and then we have the match selector, which allows us to choose either from exact match or a loose match. That's a bit of CSS trick, but on the backside, it's just a simple checkbox that allows us to set it true or false depending on what's the mode. If match mode is false, which is by default, we use the exact match. And then if we switch it to loose match, then that would be true, and we'll see how the matching is determined. Then on the next row, we have the text area. This is where you input the text. And on the right, we have a list. We have one div where we display a message if there are no links available. So we see we're checking the links collection if it's null. And if it's not, then for each of the links inside, we display the link together with the external link image and then the copy button at the end. In order to do the matching, the entire application uses two regex strings. I won't go into much details on what they do. That would be maybe a separate video on regex, but We have two of them. One is for loose matching, where the HTTPS part at the front is optional. And then we have an exact match where either HTTP or HTTPS is required in order for the link to be identified as such. Below, we have the standard Vue.js structure. We have the data variable where we specify all the variables that we use. So it's the input text, which is bind to the model property on the text area. And then we have the match mode, which we showed earlier on the checkbox. And the last one is the links collection, where we're going to keep all the links. Now let's see what happens when we go and update the input text on the text area. We have a watcher. Where it is here. We have a watcher that whenever that changes or the match mode on the top changes, we call this function called identify matches. And what we basically do there is we populate the links collection with all of the matches that are made using, depending on the match mode, using the loose match or the exact match. Those are the two strings that the two regex strings that we have defined up top. And that will give us a collection of all of the links identified depending on the match mode used. We have several other functions. We have one format link, which is used in displaying the link. And this one is particularly helpful if we have loose match enabled. We match a link that doesn't have the HTTP at the beginning. Then we add it. So whenever we show it here, we can click it and it will be a correct URL that the browser will know to open. And then we have the two copying functions. The first one is the one that copies a single string. And what basically happens in the background in order to execute a copy on the browser without the user pressing the Command C key is that we need to create another text area on the page which is not visible. And we set it to read only, where the value is the string that we want to copy. And we set the position to absolute and we move it all the way to the left so it's hidden. Then we add it to the DOM and we select all of the text on it. So based on that selection, now we execute the command on the document, which is copy. This will place all of the content of the text area to the clipboard, and then we can remove that text area from the page. For copy all links section, we want that we have all of the links within a single list. So let me show you. If I copy that all and I paste it here, this is the list of all the links that were copied from here. So basically what happens is that we create that string based on the links collection. So we iterate over the links collection, and on that initial string we append all of the links with a new line separator at the end, and then we call the copy string function, and we change the icon of that copy button to be the checkbox to let us know that that content has been copied. And the same icon appears whenever we press on any of the individual copy icons for a brief second, and we'll see that function right now. Then we have the copy single link, where we pass the index, and then based on the index we get the string from the links collection. And the final function that we use is the switch feedback icon, which first removes the copy class from the element that we clicked and adds the check class. And then after 500 milliseconds, it removes the check icon and returns the copy icon. So we're back to the starting state. And that's about it. There's a small portion of CSS that makes the switch at the top to be a circle, and that's about it. So the entire code will be available on my GitHub page, and you'll find the links down in the description of this video. Feel free to start it on your own and play with it, and let me know if you have any Any suggestions for additional tools, feel free to send any pull request or write me directly. That's about it for today. Don't forget to hit that like button below. Also subscribe for more videos in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.